can be fixed. And there was no reason for my family member to die of that anyway. They didn't have to die of that. Right? And that bothers me to know. And so, okay, if they did that, what can I learn from that? How can I learn from that? What did they do? And how do I not do the same dang thing? I don't want to do the same thing that they did. Okay, and what did they do? Every single step of the way. And what I've also figured out is that, you know what? When everybody pushes you one way, if everybody's saying, go here, look over here, that's probably because they don't want you to look over there. The real answer is probably over there. Right?
You repeat that statement?
I say when everybody is pushing you over here,
yeah,
go over here. Eat this food. Try these pharmaceuticals. Do this, do this, do this. Go that way. That's the answer over there. When everybody, when governments, when the pharmaceutical industry, when the food industry, when the insurance industry, when everybody is telling you to go that way, it's probably because they don't want you to look that way. Because the answer is probably over there. The real answer is over there. Their subjective, their greed is pushing you that way. And so sometimes the best thing that we can do is ignore what the trends are. Don't listen to them. Say, hey, this person over here that's all by themselves, maybe they have the answer. I follow a doctor on Twitter. His name is Elie Jarrouge, Eliejarrouge. Are you writing him down?
Elie Jarrouge.
Elie Jarrouge. E-L-I-E.
Yeah.
It's Jarrouge. Jarrouge. Dr. Elie Jarrouge. Now, he had a post, and it's been a while ago, and I'm gonna paraphrase it because I can't quote it. I don't remember it exactly. But he's a medical doctor here in the United States. And he said, if you have type 2 diabetes and you want to reverse it, go have a conversation with somebody who's done it. You'll learn way more from them than you will from a clinician. And whatever you do, don't listen to the American Diabetes Association. Dr. Elie Jarrouge. And if you start with that mindset saying, hey, what's wrong? If you go to the American Diabetes Association, they use language like managing type 2 diabetes. Here's how you manage type 2 diabetes.
Not to beat it, not to reverse it.
What would you rather do? Manage it or reverse it?
Reverse it, definitely.
I don't want to manage it. It's a top 10 cause of death in the United States. I don't want it in me at all. Get it out. But what is the pharmaceutical industry saying? They're saying to manage it. They want you to manage it. Because managing means you get to buy their stuff every day for the rest of your life. That's a heck of a customer. You know what? You're trying to come up with industry, right? All you have to do is develop something that somebody will buy every single day for the rest of their life. What does that look like? Insulin. What does that look like? Statin medications. What does that look like? Metformin. Come up with something that everybody will buy gleefully every day for the rest of their life. If they're telling you that's the solution and you're taking those products and you're not getting better, because how many people do you know are on metformin and not getting better? How many people do you know are on insulin and not getting better? But everything, all of the literature is saying, go over there, look over here, this is where it's at. What if you listen to somebody over here who's not on any of them, who used to be on them? They're over there on an island. When people are trying to get you to look over here, it's probably because the answer is over here. And that's what I say to anything, right? I've learned that. I apply that to business. I apply that to my health. I apply that to pretty much everything in my life right now. Is if everybody's telling me one thing, I probably don't like it. Okay?
I get you.
Does that make sense? That's the way that I feel about things. And
What are you trying
Brother, I
to say?
gotta hop off over here. I don't know if you guys are gonna watch the fight. Are you guys gonna get the fight?
We're gonna watch it now.
Mike Tyson and this other chap,
Are you? Yeah. Are you in the Jake Paul or the Mike Tyson camp?
they're all gonna make money anyway.
Oh, they're gonna make a lot of money. Yeah.
But I know the theory is that, you know what? The biggest person is the betting house. The betting houses are gonna go out with money. I know the theory of content. So one is an influencer on probably YouTube or something, and Iron Mike, of course, has the history. And can I tell you?
Yeah.
Honorable, just to interject a little bit.
It won't end in one match. There will be a rematch. Just to tell you that.
You think?
Honorable.
I think this is Jake Paul's first loss. I think Jake Paul bit off more than he can chew this time around.
Now the answer is that they have got you. And that's it. That's what they sell. They sell.
They've got me. You know what? Mike Tyson, I haven't missed a Mike Tyson fight since the 80s. He's had me for quite a while now. But I think Jake Paul officially bit off more than he could chew this time around. I think he's about ready to see. I think Mike Tyson, at 58 years old, I think Mike Tyson sees what the planet is. I think he sees it. He's a friendly person now, a relatively friendly person, somewhat unstable, but a relatively friendly person. He knows what his role is now. But I think that Jake Paul is about ready to see what pure evil could look like. Because I think Mike Tyson inside of that ring is not the calm and stable Mike Tyson that we see in movies now. I think Mike Tyson, this guy used to sleep with tigers. I mean, he doesn't quite, he's a couple French fries short of a Happy Meal, if you know what I mean, right? He's not quite there. Jake Paul's about ready to figure out what it's like to step into the ring with a tiger, because I wouldn't do it. You couldn't pay me enough money. I couldn't do it.
Can I tell you one thing? Of course, everyone, majority of the people think Tyson will take the day, and because of his experience and going toe-to-toe with that guy. But let me tell you one thing. The betting houses, because it's open on bet.
Yeah.
What do you think the betting houses have it for? Of course, definitely. I think it's a predetermined match.
Oh, I don't disagree. I hope it's not, but I don't disagree.
The answer is no. Well, you can disagree, but I can tell you because that is what sells their business.
Yeah.
Do you want to get disappointed, or I leave you with the vibe for the match?
Oh, because, don't tell me that you know the winner.
No, I don't know the winner.
Okay.
I don't know the winner. But the winner is going to be the organizer, because he's already earned a lot more in TV rights. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay? Now, the organizer and the hype around it and the return of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson has now probably made some money to do some recovery because he had gone under par. Now, this builds maybe a second career for them out of the movie industry to plan for a fight. Now, before you know, the Saudis will be asking for the fight to also be in Saudi Arabia, and that's it. Or in Europe, that's what happens with other influencers. So you'll see unprofessional boxers fighting with formerly professional boxers. And the issue is, it's all about content, it's all about influence, it's all about money, because now it is very, very hard to create new personalities. It is extremely hard. The other time, personalities were created by TV. Now, personalities are being created by these gadgets. So, you're talking of a guy who is just an influencer, and he says, I want to fight Tyson. So,
well, okay, he is.
I know. Where the hell would this guy have made $20 million?
What's that?
Where would that guy have made $20 million?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Actually, I think it's $100 million.
Okay, if it's 100 million, if he was not to fight with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
So the answer goes back that there is a lot of vacuum for people to think about. You can even think about musicians entering the ring because that's what the world wants. At the end of the day, if you hype that fight for probably 7 months, it's the center of news, it's the TV right. So if you wake up in the morning and you get Jay-Z is going to fight with who? Probably Will Smith. Of course, the whole world is going to be waiting for who's going to go on ground.
Yeah.
It's no longer about the real fighters, that is Manny Pacquiao fighting Floyd Mayweather, but you're going to move to influencers. So it's going to turn into some form of comedy. Why? Because of the issue of content. But
it became that with Tyson's last fight, and I'm trying to think of the guy's name.
Holyfield, Evander, Lennox.
No. It was another one of these fights like 2 years ago. Tyson fought. I forget the guys. Anyway, former heavyweight champion of the world, but they're both well out of their prime, right? And if you look at just the roles, I mean, I do think Jake Paul is actually a fighter. He actually is a fighter. If you didn't know any otherwise, you'd think, hey, this guy can fight. But they're somewhat handcuffing Mike Tyson. They're giving him 14-ounce sparring gloves. They're doing this with 14-ounce sparring gloves rather than 10-ounce. I mean, that's like a pillow versus a lead brass knuckles, right? They're giving Jake Paul an opportunity to survive just by putting 14-ounce gloves on Mike Tyson, right? And then they're saying they're 2-minute rounds. I think instead of 3-minute rounds, that's an advantage Mike Tyson because he's 58 years old. But you know what? It's going to be entertaining. We all know it's going to be entertaining. And who doesn't enjoy watching hey, maybe there's that little piece, maybe if it is scripted, maybe if it is fake, maybe if it is whatever. I think what makes it exciting is that little piece of us that every one of us knows that Mike Tyson might just snap in the ring and go and bite the dude's ear off or something. I don't know. You know, there's a part of it that might just, you know, we just can't quite trust Mike Tyson. There's that part of it that just, you know,
you might bite the guy's eye.
You know, he might throw the gloves off and show this kid what Mike Tyson is. You know, I don't know. It's always been exciting. It's going to be a fun night. I'm looking forward to it. I was just in Manila, Philippines, and the only thing I could think about, I'm a big boxing fan, by the way, was Thrilla in Manila. Thrilla in Manila. If I could have seen that, right, that would have been an amazing experience to see the Thrilla in Manila. Anyway, Muhammad, I got to roll. We got people coming in here. I appreciate your giving me this platform. I don't know what made me so blessed. You're an amazing man. Your people are so fortunate to have you. I'm getting the sense, listening to your audience here, I'm getting the sense that there's something happening in 2026, Muhammad. Look at this guy. Yugaman is sitting there nodding his head yes. Is there something happening here in 2026, guys?
You have all of them to talk to you. You have all.
Am I going to be hey? Can I at least be the first American to know?
Sorry.
You want to be the first American to know what's going to happen in 2026?
with you.
What we can assure you is that Uganda will always be a friend to the American people, and we want that mutual respect. We have a lot of friends in the US. We have families. We have a huge diaspora there. And we would like to say that you can always be our friend. You can create synergies. You've made friends. And this is what we should be talking about. And we want you to visit Uganda, but we don't want you to come alone. We want you to come with a delegation of about 1,000 people. But let's start with 30. I want to come and talk to 50 of your friends, and I know you have them in your fellowship. We will start online, but I want to see to it that you come and visit Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. Yes, we have our own challenges, but I want you to appreciate Africa from your own hands, not the Africa you hear about, not the war-torn Africa they show you. You know, the Africa with the great weather, that's the source of the River Nile with beautiful mountains, at the equator, but where you can see snow-capped mountains, the gorillas, the silverback gorillas, but even the warm and friendly people. Our people are warm and friendly. They are very kind, but we have young, intelligent innovators, young ladies, young gentlemen with dreams of becoming great people, great innovators. And this is what we want to open up. A country that believes in its young people and it can give them opportunity. We have our own historical problems, but things we can solve. Have you ever had things like tribes? Tribes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Can you believe we have about a diversity of about 67 tribes in our country, in a small country?
Really? Yeah, we absolutely have. We have all the Native American tribes.
And that would mean we have 67 languages.
That is amazing.
That's amazing. And that diversity is what should tell you that we are different people of different tribes and trying to unite in our country and different religions, but we understand one another. We coexist. And that's what we want globally, that let your excellence lift you, not your tribe, not your religion. Let your brain and your desire to serve your country. If it's a business, let your product push you higher. You should not be judged based on your color, based on your religion, based on your tribe. Because every single person desires to have services offered to them. And that is what we are saying basically. And I'm glad you're here. You've made 81 friends. Amazing. You need a... This is amazing.
Never seen so many, sir.
In return, we also need 81 friends from you. That's our... When we've lent you 85 friends, now there are 85. So in return, we also need 85 friends from you.
Okay.
87. Okay. You have more.
Oh, you're seeing here. Okay. Oh, 91. Okay.
91. There you go. So for every friend we lend you is a friend you must return. Because that is how it works.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes.
You on the panel today is Mr. Ibra Bukenya, also known as Mindset. He's based in the UK in London. Mr. Yugaman is over there. He's based in Uganda. Rua Mohammed is also near Kenya, the Ugandan-Kenyan border. I'll give you a few people who can post a few questions. We have Kiki Namuri. She's based in the USA in Washington. She's rarely here, but she's also here today, this evening. Who else should I give you? I want to give you the ordinary guy from Kampala, KBS Media. KBS Media is there. I want to give you my ordinary people. These other ones can talk the language you understand because they are good. I want one who can speak in... Okay. You're going to take just one question from each person or a contribution from them.
Hey, everyone. How are you? Let me go first, ladies first. Hi. What was your name again?
Jim.
Hey, Jeff. Nice to meet you. My name is Kiki.
Hi, Kiki.
Okay, so my question, you asked about products, and what was your question about the Pepsi and the cola collaboration? But what I've realized when it comes to America, the thing that is affecting us, it's more of the GMOs. Okay. I know you are familiar with the GMOs.
Yeah.
So that's everything those are like the hormonal or microorganisms that are put in the food and everything to help it, like, preservations and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's the main thing that I've realized ever since moving to America, the GMOs are more like of a higher substitute than when I was in Uganda. It was more like organics. It was organic foods and stuff. So that's what I've realized basing off my analysis.
Yeah, I think GMOs are. So is the question then, what do I think about GMOs?
The question is, what do you think about the GMOs, and what do you think we can do about the GMOs in the United States?
Why in the United States? Why not in Uganda?
Yeah, I think first off, we got to stop thinking that it's the United States.
Just a second. I want to translate for a few people here.
Okay. Yep.
Ate tubuulizaako bya Uganda ate obuuza bya America. Namuli.
Okay, so another way that because Uganda is the best example when it comes to organic food. They do not substitute with GMOs. So what I would think, if Uganda partners with the United States as far as, introducing like organic production, and Uganda collaborates with America, then that can as well, help improve American production when it comes to organic production.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
I don't disagree with that. Okay, so I don't disagree with that at all. And in fact, I buy an avocado oil, and I buy it. It's a Kenyan-produced product. I do try and support, but I'm not a fan of any of the GMOs. I think that they are harming us. I think that is big food and big money. They see us as a dollar bill. We're a dollar bill in a cash register rather than a human being. They don't care. They don't see you. They don't see me. They don't see Muhammad. They don't see any of us. They just see the dollar bill that we bring to them. And I think GMOs probably were born in good intentions, right? How do we grow food year round? How do you grow tomatoes during a freezing cold winter, right? And how do you make them bigger so that they feed more people? I think probably the root intention was good, but what it's turned into is not good. We've stripped the things that we need actual food, real food. And so I'm not a fan of those. I generally go towards organic. I'm sure that you're living here in the United States. You know that even organic doesn't mean organic.
That's facts. Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
In the United States. I am generally what I do, what I prefer and what I preach is support small business. If you go to your local butcher shop, the butcher shop is going to sell you the meats that are whole, uncut, non-steroid fed, grass-fed beef, that sort of thing. Go to your local farmers markets and purchase vegetables and fruits from people that have to look you in the eye when they say, hey, I grew this in my ranch, in my farm. I grew this, and here it is. Buy it from them. That person right there, your dollar matters to them. You're not just a dollar in the cash register. They have to provide you a product that's good. And so, and then if that means partnering with other countries, as you mentioned, like Uganda, on organic foods. Yes, I'm all for that. I'm absolutely all for that. Yeah, and my concern is that big money gets in the way again. Right?
That's true.
That big money gets in the way again and says, hey, I can go buy a ton of land in Uganda. And so, case in point, and I'm going to talk about Colombian coffee. Colombians are very proud of their coffee as well.
Yeah.
And they have Juan Valdez, right? We've all seen, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Juan Valdez, but Juan Valdez is kind of the image of Colombian coffee. And now if you're here in the United States, you can buy Folgers coffee, Folgers brand, Colombian coffee. And it's not a Colombian coffee bean. It's a Colombian roasting process. The bean was not farmed in Colombia. Folgers. And so the only way that you know in the United States that it's actual Colombian coffee is if it has the Juan Valdez Colombian Coffee Federation. That's their symbol that says this is Colombian coffee, is if it has the Juan Valdez symbol. And if you go looking through your local, you're here in the United States, go looking at the Colombian coffee section in your grocery store. We got a huge coffee section. Go look in the Colombian coffee set. Go look for the Juan Valdez, and you won't find it. Out of the 30 different types of Colombian coffee, there'll be one that has the Juan Valdez stamp on it. Mm-hmm. That is what I'm afraid of happening with this, is we allow, okay, I always say I don't want to talk about politics and religion.
Bring it on. Like, his platform is all about talking about each and everything. And
here is somebody that I'm talking to. What happens when politics get involved is the money that's donating to the politics. Here in the United States, when pharmaceutical industry starts backing politicians and the politicians are creating law, wait a minute. What's driving the politicians' purpose? What is it? The financial backing that got them into office, or is it the people, their constituents? That's the problem. I think when we start saying, okay, let's look overseas. I'm all for trade. I don't trust my government. Okay. Okay, I don't trust that sounds awful.
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, are you a red, or are you in the red state or the blue state? I'm just asking.
Oh, I don't do that.
No, because I'm in a blue state. I'm in Maryland.
All right, yeah, that's a very blue state.
Yeah, so I'm just asking if you're in the red or blue.
Okay, I'm curious. What if Muhammad says his pick? I'll give mine. Who was Muhammad polling for? Who did you want, Muhammad?
I'm not allowed diplomatically to discuss foreign affairs of other nations, but I know who you are supporting, and because you're in business investment, I will not say it. I will leave it confidential. But I know you were victorious in this election. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because
okay.
I know you're a guy who supports production and I really know. But I would like to leave it at that, because whatever it was, the Democrats of the United States won. That's it.
Well, I'm gonna say that Muhammad has not given his answer, so I'm not gonna give mine. Nobody knows who I voted for.
So you are pleading the fifth when it comes to who you voted for.
No, I'm saying that Muhammad didn't give his answer, so I'm not giving mine.
So would you want to take a guess of who I voted for?
Man, I am conflicted on this because the media.
You're free to state who you voted for.
I plead the fifth as well.
You're in a blue state.
But I said I plead the fifth.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 47th, the 45th. Is that what you plead? The 45th.
I would like to say that I don't in any way interfere with foreign.
I know you don't, and I put you in an awkward position. I'm sorry.
I respect.
Put me in an awkward position.
I respect the decisions that are made by the people of the United States. Either way, whether you voted for President Donald Trump or Vice President Kamala Harris, or even those that stayed home, or those that voted for Jill what? Something like that.
Kidney.
What we need to do, is we need to get to.
But you know what? A job is a job. As long as he gets the job done for the people, we're all about democracy. So, yeah.
I don't know. Whosoever I meet is the people's choice.
That's right.
All I can state is it doesn't matter who it is. We want an end to the war. We want an end to the war in the Middle East. We want an end to the war between Russia and Ukraine. We want global stability.
That's true. That's right.
And that one I can categorically state. So, and the US has a huge role to play in this matter, because we are sick and tired of seeing people dying, children dying from all sides. I mean,
last time around, there was a peace treaty signed. Let's hope we can get there again.
I wish something can be done to end these senseless killings and the return of the hostages to the people in the Middle East. return of the hostages to the people of Israel and to their families, and ending senseless, brutal, stupid massacre that is happening.
Jeff, I have one more question in regard to the tariffs.
Just a second, Nachimuli. Wait, Namuli. That one, you know me, Jim. You shall call a spade a spade. And that really hurts all of us.
Thank you.
Every time you turn on a TV and you see kids there, 3 years, 2 years, a kid carrying another kid. It's so stressful. It's so painful to watch. It should not happen. But in the same way, we also sympathize with the families of the people who are thinking about their loved ones and they can't have them. The global powers can negotiate a settlement of the return of the hostages and the ending of the war in the Middle East that has sent brutal scenes to the entire world. That whenever you turn on CNN, you see this. You move to Al Jazeera, you see the same. You move to every TV, it's so graphic. Peaceful settlement of the war and respect of sovereignty of other countries between Russia and Ukraine that has led to global disruption in the supply chain. Senseless wars. Have we learned nothing and forgotten anything from the last World War? Is the United Nations becoming weaker and weaker? So where is the globalization? We need people to...
I saw a question in here. Does America have democracy? And I always want to just clarify that. America, the United States is not a democracy, guys. You're a democratic republic, and there's a difference.
What did you say?
You're a democratic republic.
But you're not a democrat.
Okay, so, man, we got, damn it, Mohammed, you dragging me into this politics thing. And Kiki,
I surrender. I would like to state that I categorically surrender, and I've lost this battle.
What I can say, and truthfully, and now here's a funny statement, and I don't even know what I root this in, okay? Boy, how do I say this without showing my cards? Okay. I don't necessarily see red or blue. I don't see Republican or Democrat. Okay. I see things that in my mind are what I believe it should be and what I think it shouldn't be. And oftentimes those values align with a particular political group or ideology, but not always. Not always. And I'm choosing to not really. I have a tag that's assigned to my name because I do. That's what the way that it works here. But I'm not that. I'm not red or blue. I'm not either Democrat or Republican. Okay. I see. What is this person doing? Are they working for their country? Are they representing their people? Are they putting their people first? Are they trying to do what they can do to help their country do better? And I have that's where I stand. I voted for both parties at some point in my life.
Okay.
I voted for both parties at some point in my life. Yeah, I found myself on one end of the aisle now, but it's really
it happens. You vote for the person and the ideas, and that's absolutely you're right and your opinion. Guys, I would like to let Jim go. Jim, thank you very much for having come to be part of
I have one more question. It's different from what you guys have been discussing, and I just want to know this idea. Can I ask one question?
yeah.
Ask quickly. You have 30 seconds.
Okay, cool. So Africa and Uganda in particular is home of so many youth and we have one of the highest rates of entrepreneurs who are coming up, startups. So Jim, I want to hear it from you. We've got lots of innovations coming from Uganda here. And I want to hear it from you directly. What is the best way of finding collaborations between people in Africa in areas of health, education, medicine, and people doing research down here? What's the best way of collaborating with people in the American society? And also, if you could tell me, what does it cost for one to actually get into a mentorship zone, or like a community that can help young people in innovations get to that level where they collaborate and have their innovations tested and tried out? I just want to hear it from you, because you're in USA, and I want to know, what does it take? Because I know you guys do a lot of collaborations with the South Americans, with the Japanese, with all these guys. Why not Uganda? What do we have to do, or how do we get into those communities like that?
Wow, that's if you're talking about government at that level of maybe saying we're excluding Uganda, that is way above me, and that's more of a Muhammad question than me. I don't understand the politics at that level. I probably do more than I would lend myself credit, but it's something that I don't know. But what I would say at my level, and I think what's probably your level, Yugaman, is, what's your name, by the way? Is it Yugaman?
Fred.
Huh? What is it?
Fred.
Okay. I'm a firm believer of put your best foot forward. If you want to get into the shoe manufacturing industry and you want to compete with Nike, you better have a comparable product to Nike. Compete with them, right? If you want to get into the car manufacturing industry and you want to compete with Ford Motor Company, put together a product that actually competes with Ford Motor Company. If you want to get into the movie production industry and you want to compete with Hollywood, then compete with Hollywood. It's no different than, you guys are big in, I'm going to call it soccer, because over here we have real football, you guys have soccer. It's no different than a soccer. That was a cheap jab, by the way. It's no different than soccer, though, right? If you're going to have one team versus another, the dominant team, the team that puts forth the better effort, is going to win. That's the way life is. That's just life. Sports is just a great analogy for what life is. If you want to compete, there's nothing stopping you from competing. Put forth the better foot. If you have the better product, they'll come to you. They will come to you. If you have the better product, they will come to you. I just mentioned football. In North American football, I grew up a Chicago Bears fan. More than just a Chicago Bears fan, I grew up a Walter Payton fan. Walter Payton, in my mind, was the greatest running back and probably the greatest footballer to ever play the sport here, right? Now, Walter Payton had a saying that I live by, and I think it applies here. When you're good at something, you'll tell everybody about it. When you're great, they will tell you. Okay? If you want to compete, don't worry about the accolades, worry about the product, worry about the effort. What can you control? What are the things that are in your control? Are you an expert? Do you compete with Nike, or do you compete with another brand? Right? If you want to be on the world stage, then be on the world stage. Put together something that's deserving of being on the world stage. And then borders become invisible. As far as business goes, people won't see borders. If you have the right product, if you have the stuff. A businessman, a smart businessman, is not going to say, I'll buy an inferior product from there when I can buy the better product here. A businessman doesn't care about your borders. A good businessman doesn't care about your borders. If you have the product, a good businessman will buy it. Does that answer your question, brother?
It does.
Yes,
Let me try to translate for our people. Omukulu agambye nti mu bulamu bw'ensi muno tofaayo bw'oba oyagala okufuuka ky'oyagala okubeera. Vuganya naye ng'ovuganya okubeera ow'enkizo okusinga omulala ky'ayina. Ebbanga ly'onoomala ng'otaddemu effort amaanyi okola ekintu ekirungi bajja kunoonya. In fact, I want you to repeat the statement where you said that when it's you talking about the product and etc., so that I translate it properly.
My quote from Walter Payton?
That's a good product when you are talking about. You don't have to talk about it yourself. They will talk about you. Go ahead with that statement.
I kind of made it up on the fly, but I would say that if you have the right product, they will come to you. If you have the superior product, if you have the right product, if you have the competitive edge, they'll come to you. And I just saw something, Han, and I want to address this person's comment. Danum 358. We can't be innovative at lower levels. And I want to address that right there. We can't be innovative at lower levels. I'm sitting here having a conversation with Muhammad and a group of other wonderful people. What is your definition of lower levels? What is your definition? Is it financial? Or is lower levels, are you claiming to be dumber than me? What is it, when you say lower levels, what does that mean? And I would say that intelligence crosses financial lines. Your brain doesn't care how much money you make or you don't make. And your brain is what drives innovation, and your brain is what drives willpower if you want it. It doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have. If you want it, go get it. Okay? When you start thinking, I'm at a lower level, is that because of your finances, or do you think you're dumber? I would disagree with both. Okay? It doesn't matter. That's an excuse. And so long as you lean on excuses, well, don't get mad at me for not having an excuse.
Let me help translate for them and make it softer. Ndowooza mulabye enjawulo wakati w'omuntu w'abazungu n'engeri gye baasoma n'endowooza yaabwe n'omuddugavu. Nti yo omuzungu tomubuulira nti tosobola. Yasooka n'akubuuza gwe ky'oŋŋamba kye kisisobola oli yakikola atya? Kwakuba nsingako magezi oba nsinga ssente? Era n'awunzika ng'aggamba nti omuntu alina amagezi gasukka ebyo byonna by'olowooza, oba ssente oba embeera gy'alimu, lwa nsonga nti omuntu yenna omugezi teri kijja kumulemesa kuyiiya. Ndowooza mulabye abantu bano lwaki enjigiriza gye babayigirizaamu si yakwekubagiza. Ekyo kibayamba okulaba nti omuzungu teyeekubagiza bino byamuga nti siisobole. In fact, kyekyo lwaki bagamba nnyo nti abaddugavu balowooza nnyo nti newankubadde bagezi naye babiriivingira nnyo mu negativity towards them. Okwerowoozaako nti sisobola, okwerowooza nnyo nti you're a low level, toli at a low level. That's a mere perception. So bw'onookozesa obwongo bwo, if you deploy your mental faculties well, you realize that everyone will look for you. Ojja kuyiiya, ojja kufuuka ki ky'oyagala. Ate omukulu akuzzeemu teweenyooma. Omusajja omu yagamba nga toli mwavu, omutwe gwo gwe muki? gwe mwavu.
So Jim, my last statement
No.
one last statement, just 1
Look,
second.
man, you will not get chance for another statement, not even one word.
1 second, Honorable.
Unless
Jim,
you say thank you.
Yes, Jim, we have a presidential candidate in this chat.
Yuga, man, can you address yourself to what we are discussing now? This is our
Yes, I want to say that, Honorable. Okay.
Please.
Honorable.
Jim, I would like to say, Yuga, man, is really getting off topic, and that's where mindset wants him, actually. That's why you see all of them laughing.
This conversation
they want you to strike the point and you start the journey.
I love the topic here. This is what I really do. Okay, this is what I do, and this is really what the similarities between you and I are, Muhammad, is you do it your way and I do it my way, but really we're both in the people growing business, right? You're trying to help your people grow. I try to help people grow. And I think the first thing that we have to understand is if you don't like the way that your current situation is, you don't like your finances, you don't like your health, you don't like your government, you don't like whatever it is that you don't like, what are you doing to actively change it? Okay? We talked about politics. There was just a freaking red wave throughout the United States. The American people spoke loud and clear. They wanted a change. There are people, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the map of red to blue. There's a couple little patches of blue. The country was red, okay? Yeah. They spoke overwhelmingly. They wanted change. They spoke up. We can take that and you can zoom that, you can take that in and look at yourself. What are you doing to change?
Facts.
Okay, I'm upset. I don't make enough money. I'm upset. Life is too hard. I'm upset. All those are excuses. Okay, if you're tired of what you have, then fix it. Then try harder. It's up here.
Jim, you're speaking the language of these people. And I'm afraid, Jim, I'm going to cut you off. The way it's going, you're joining the crew of the people demanding something. And that's why you see Mindset is so happy. He's not even asking to speak. Because it's like you're speaking his mind. That's exactly what he was saying. You have to fix it. He was telling you.
I want to know, Muhammad, am I going to be the first American to know?
We are going to fix it. We shall.
Am I going to be the first American to know?
I only say that we shall fix it.
Hey, I gotta go.
Jim, it was nice talking to you, Jim. It was a pleasure, honey. Okay.
It was you too, Kiki. It was you too. And for what it's worth,
just a second, Jim. I would like everyone to say even hello. KBS, just say hello. KBS, Steve, just say hello. KBS, you're driving, yeah? I like how.
Honorable, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Just say hello.
Okay. Mr. Jim, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Nice to meet you. We are trying to fix this thing, but Honorable is trying to dodge the question and is trying to fix us in the place where he needs us to be. Please allow us to say anything that we need. It's all right. Please let us speak it out. Why just trying to push us in the place where you want us to be? Please, Jim, we need this gentleman to be in the position where we need him to be. But he's trying to dodge our things. He's just taking us to another thing. Please allow us to say what we need to say. And
Jim, I'll translate for some of them. He's speaking in English. I'm translating for some of them in our native language. ebyomunju tebitotolwa genda maaso.
Muhammad, I feel like the overwhelming sentiment is that they are asking for a change.
Yes, absolutely.
They are asking for a change. I love it. I love it.
And we know who can deliver that change. We know who can deliver
You're right.
it.
I love it. And so here's the deal. This goes back to Yugamon's. This goes back to Yugamon's original question. What do? How do you fix things, right? Well, you apply change.
That's fact.
You apply change. First off, you have to have the right product. You guys have the right product?
Right here.
We're going to talk about it.
Right here. He's speaking for himself.
Jim, Steve has something. Let Steve say hello. KBS Weber. Hey,
what's up, Jim?
How are you, Steve?
I'm fine. How are you, brother? I just want to thank you for humanity and love you have shown us. It's a real pleasure. I appreciate your love, man. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Right back.
We love you.
Right back at you. You know what?
That is so cute.
So I was gonna say to Muhammad, and I've talked about this in the past, but man, I really feel like I would like to go over. I would like to spend some time and see the Silverbacks and spend some time in Uganda and actually.
Can we go together?
What's that?
Can we go together?
I need a tour guide. Yes.
Oh, for sure. Okay. Follow me back and follow you.
We appreciate. Listen, Jim, we would like you to please help us arrange a conference, an online conference first, for those you can teach about, because right now diabetes is one of the biggest killers, not only in your country, in the USA, but also in Africa and globally. Please, we would like to have an awareness campaign. Come to us, set up a Zoom, or even if it's a TikTok show, to tell us how to live healthy and try to beat diabetes. And even for those that have type 2 diabetes, on how they can reverse it. So we want to learn it from you and from your fellowship, and also get acquaintances in that sector. And probably you'll be teaching people that are going to teach others to be safe, in order for us to arrive to our dream when we are safe and healthy.
Guys, start by giving me a follow. Give me a follow on this platform.
Yeah.
And then I'm also on Facebook and Twitter, and I'm on all of the different platforms. Give me a follow on those, and then reach out. Reach out. You know, yesterday, 2 days ago, I got off your live stream, Muhammad, and my inbox was flooded.
All right. And another thing, we would like you to help us maybe to teach some of us to change our mindset. The problem we have here in Africa is our mindset. When we make sure that our mindset is in the right position, everything will be good. People are very ignorant about some things. So when you do that to us, we appreciate you more about some stuffs, you know. That's why we want to ask you some questions. When we ask you some questions, when you reply them, you change our mindsets. You know what I'm saying? So thank you a lot, man. Thank you for being there for us.
Thank you, Alexander. Mindset, your last word as Jim leaves.
What's that?
I'd like to thank Jim for his time. It's my first time seeing him. And if you're a friend to Honorable Ahmed, I'm sure you have seen a lot of potential. I've spoken to him in a number of times about leadership, and I'm sure he ticks all the boxes. Not sure why he gets cold feet, but we're trying to warm the water up. And thank God today you're here to bring that water. Hopefully, by the time he gets off this live, his feet will be warm. But I appreciate you for your time. You just give off a good vibe, which I like. I mean, you talk about politics in a very careful way. I'm not very careful of you. Healthy wise, diabetes. My family's been battling with that. But there's something that you say that I like. I usually follow as well, where you tend to avoid what the majority do and do what the majority avoid. I tend to follow the same analogy as well. And when people go left, you go right. I mean, I like that. I mean, thank you so much for everything, and I'm following you back as well.
Brother, I appreciate this. I tell you what, man, I every time I'm on one of your lives, Muhammad, the amount of love that's shown, it's amazing. Such a good population, such a great people. And what I hope that the people of Uganda, that comment that person made a little while ago, were lower, it's harder or something. I get the exact comment, but something about it's harder to do when you're lower.
All right. And listen, Jim, if there is nothing that Ugandans can sell, they can sell that. So Pretty, just say hello and we close the program for tonight and we catch up from there. It's pretty late here. It's 1 in the morning and I need to sign out. Yes, Pretty? Please, no.
I was very intrigued. Oh, thank you very much, Honorable. Just only intrigued about what the gentleman said about Mr. Healthy. It was very good information. I've been listening to you and listening to the input that you actually put there. And of course, I would not go any further than thanking one of my good co-hosts here, Yugeman. Thank you very much for being on and listening to what has been transpired. Of course, to everybody who's on the platform, I thank you so much. But I would want to have so much talks about stuff like this, Honorable, where you can invite Mr. Healthy to talk about different things and different mindsets. All of us can talk about it. It will actually make so much information.
All right, thank you very much. And I mean, Jim, you can also, if you want in the future, identify a few parts.
I saw Jim yesterday on the live that we were on, Jim at Kabata's. Jim, I don't know if you remember, we were at Kabata's live and we talked about diabetes and XYZ.
Kabata, I told you what Kabata means yesterday.
I was on that live. Jim, you came, you were wearing just, you're just wearing a t-shirt and you're actually feeling very, very comfy. You spoke about very many things about health and diabetes, level 2, 3 or something of the sort. But I would really want that, Honorable, you can invite Jim and, you have that conversation, literally. And it gets deep, for everybody can communicate. And we have people who are going to speak relevancy into what he's talking about. I think it would make more sense.
Thank you very much. Now, Jim, that is a request from the people, and I would like to say your discussion was really captivating and informative. I would like to say that I'll create time where I'll talk to people that are living maybe with type 2 diabetes or with those that are patient, and we'll share that opportunity to talk about that in particular. In future as well, if you have such other people in the business community that would like to speak and inspire our young people on these platforms, definitely.
I'm always up for a conversation with you, sir, and with anybody that wants to have a conversation. So, yeah, we can make something happen, or we can just be a little bit more off the cuff like we were today.
All right. Thank you very
formal and informal.
All right. So long, my friend. Nice to meet you.
You guys have a wonderful evening. Go to sleep. It's 1 o'clock there.
Absolutely. I'm worn out. I would like to wish all of you a great night in the US, a great evening. And thank you very much. God bless you. I sign out. I'll first walk off our guest, Jim. Jim, Sula Bulungi, so safe.
Good night.
Sula Bulungi.
Salute, Jim.
You say the word Bulungi?
Bulungi?
Bulungi, yes. Yeah, and you
means nice.
Bulungi is good.
Bulungi, okay. Bulungi.
Okay, sorry. kati omugenyi kagenze kanzigeyo embooko nzireke mbasabwe abaana bakuno mwogeranga mutya ebigambo ebyo ng'omugenyi akyali temulina mpisa padde wammwe buli ayogera ayitewo ng'ekisibo.
Honorable, with all honesty, once you run for presidency 2026 and come out of Uganda on God.
Honorable.
You're one of the celebrated people in real estate in the US.
Thank you. I try.
Dream of an urban society, don't just come back. Create a place. Even if you're just 5. You're in Maryland and Washington, probably?
Yes, Maryland and DC.
All right. Even if you're 10, just start 10 people who believe in the cause. And there is nothing much that we want. The 10 people that believe that we must make our country better. And then we can task you to come and teach us about real estate, how we can build it, how we can create synergy. Wano wenyini kye nabagambye nze njagala mukolewo emikwano gino nti Ugaman mpaako ku advice ku kino osobola okuadvisinga bannayuganda abali eno ng'oli yanoonya dde okukola bizinensi eyo era kye njagala okukubuuza olwaleero nti singa omuntu alina miliyoni 5 eza Uganda kale katugambe 100 ng'ayagala okugula ennyumba mu Amerika oba ettaka asobola oddigula mbuuza nammuli.
I'm sorry? Yeah, of course. Waba ina cash, of course, abeera asobola oddigula. Regardless, America, this is what it's doing when it comes to investment. Any investor will be entitled to what I would call a green card in the future, or what was a property, back a green card. Eventually, after like a property, over there, or you invest in them for a couple of years, let me say 3 to 5 years, or for a green card.
Okyotegeeza nammuli nti singa abantu beegasse basatu Alekukaani ne Ugamani ne KBS Media ne baga nti tugenda kugula property eno jointly million property ya million 10 kale let's say emitwalo 5 ejja $. Naye buli omu ku bano nga bali 5 buli omu n'aleetako mutwalo ng'era ne title egenda kulaga nti they own.
There is a joint tenancy. Tujita joint tenancy, but it's a purchase. Yes.
Purchase. Abantu bano singa baba baagala kujja mu Amerika okusayininga ku ndagaano yaabwe banka ze zibayita ne basobola okufuna visa eyo baleeta oba olina kyotegera kyegezaako kubuuza nti if they want to close tugeze bannayuganda 10 beegasinga waliwo ka property oba 5 tebaagala okugula ne baagala okugula mu US naye okakulozinga balina okulinnya ne bajja mu Amerika.
That's correct. Babela Baino Kujako closing, and it's upon my brokerage, Jenkolera, our invitation, because Obeda under me for 2 hour invitation.
Mama, which with the change a galakati. Echo change a galos on the Sekubandu, and rather right you come and Mwanga put the Tama. What they got Tavan to Vasatu? Yugaman, you know Murala. Basobolo okugula ekizimbe ky'emitwalo 15 ya $. N'emitwalo 10 kiwaawo mu Maryland waliwo n'ez'emitwalo 10.
Of course, especially the southern waliwo n'ennyumba also okugula complex ya mitwalo 15. The southern Maryland eyo nga mu rural place. Yes, you can buy it.
Oh, so singa omuntu ayagala kugula ennyumba ya mitwalo 5 ejja $. Ngezaako kuwa example. Kitegeeza mmwe mumuwandiikira n'agenda ku embassy ne bamutera ajja kukola ku closing.
Yes. Nze nji advocating la ne nkitwalira president wa brokerage yange ne bamuwandiikira ebbaluwa.
Akitegeddeko akuba engalo ez'amaanyi. Kaakati abantu muyinza okuba temunnategeera advantage eri munnammuli. Gyengezezaako balagamba drivingira nti abantu okubeera wano omuntu tomutwala nga kyakuzanyisa wabula muli abalina okutegeera okwamangu abategedde nti nammuli kasitaaga nti waliwo property ya mitwalo 10 naye nga mazima ddala naawe miliyoni 15 ozirina omwami n'omukyala nemwegatta ne mugula property eno ya miliyoni tugeze ya mitwalo 10 egya ddoola kitegeeza nammuli abawandiikira nga realtor mu brokerage yaabwe ne babakyaza ne babasobola okuba processingira visa ne mugenda ne mugula property eyo singa tuba tugiguze mukyala nammuli ne tumala okugisasula nga tumaze okugisasula ne deeds tuzifunye baba bakiri mba omuntu asobola ogitundirawo mu myezi emirala ebiri.
Real estate, it's all about the individual. So we're not flipping. It depends on what your call is. So we're flipping within it depends on the person.
Amakulu mbwangu olwo Kateregga Swaibu oba Kateregga Joseph ne mukyala we Nantongo Aneti bamaze okugula ennyumba eno ne bagigutunza ate Nabankema Aneti ne Seremba Joseph.
Yes, you can. You can. More 5 months. I've seen people buy properties. I've had a client who bought property within 3 months. You can do it.
Tolo Seremba Joseph ne Nabankema nabo bajja basayininge.
Yeah, they can come and sign, but they can come and sign immediately. Yes, because nabo babera bafuse investors. That's fact.
Nammuli nsaba okwebaza oli mukyala mugezi nnyo ate era tujja kwongera okwebuuzaako kubanga oli mumanyi ekisembayo Moshe agambye kano kabagezi bokka Moshe alina kyalabe nti kano kabagezi bokka kitegeeza nti nammuli kitegeeza bwe muba mwava mu famire nga nnungi muyinza okuba mugula property bwe mutyo nga mugenda muziflippinga.
That's true. You can buy them and flip them as early as 3 months, 4 months, and even 6 months. It depends on that individual. But investors, that's all they do. That's their job. Buy, sell, buy, sell. It doesn't. Tebaina duration or expiration. I don't know. Somebody, more comment section. Adagamba, you cannot, but you can, honey. With today's market, especially, people are doing the flipping.
Kati nyina mukwano gwange. Yene mukyala we banoonyayo ennyumba nga ya mitwalo nga 10 egya ddoola osobola ogibanoonyeza.
Yeah, and everything better legitimate. But one thing for the fact, Babeda by verifying their source of income, so that brokerage and running what we call verifications of funds.
Bank statement here.
Yes, but a bank statement name, but where is a president Mrs. Singa for verification that the sentence of in case of wire frauds.
Yeah. No. Ne banka yabwe esobola obbawandiikira.
Yes. Second verification.
Era kakati basasula ddi. Basooka kusasulako 10%, basooka kusasula.
No. 3 days before the closing. That's how it's done. Funds busting, bus verifying and installer account, then we close.
Kakati anti-bo kati ate bana closing ate visa tebannagifuna.
No, of course, because you don't close in just like 3 weeks. It can even take 2 weeks to close. Katia, whatever to processing their invitations and everything on their way until the funds are being verified, everything's verified, the paperwork to syndicate. That's how it works. It works handy.
All right.
Bakategedde nnyo. Bikola wamu, like.
twagala tukuyite lw'onooba free oba enkya olw'eggulo osooka okuyite mu topic eyo tubuuze ebibuuzo eya real estate investment wanaffe twagala kwentrustinga abaagala oggula amayumba nga bagafulipinga kuba eno bagamba economy etambula bubi oli n'amanya nti abadde ne bizinensi ye erimu miliyoni oba 3 ne beegatta waakiri bagule ennyumba mu America bajje bafulipinge.
Okay, all right. I'll come in tomorrow. I don't know what time. We're not going to specific time on earth.
Ngenda tujja kutandika era ku ssaawa nga 2
Okay.
Uganda 3 awo.
Okay.
Kale nammuli weebale nnyo weebalire ddala era weebale n'obuwagizi bwo naye tusinga okwagala okulungamya kw'oyo intelligent person in a noble profession osobola okutuyamba bangi bannaye mwebale nnyo mwenna ababadde.
Thank you, Banaje.
Namuli weebale tweddira kyekimu oli muganda wange.
Ndi wafumbe.
Ate namuli yajja kitya.
Honorable nga tetonaba kungoba. Yugamani lowooza omwaka ogujja tugenda mu Amerika amakuba gatutwala ogategedde. Kaakati lindako Honorable nga tonangoba. Nina obubaka bwenjagala okuwa bannayuganda ng'ogenda.
Nedda uliwa yebira KBS media njagala kimekinga kiriya bw'oba oli investor nga weesobola ojja kutuuka eryekkubo liri open baalyogera dda ng'olina akakadde $1 ani akuwakanya ne Bungereza ekwesunga ne Germany ne Portugal eryo nalyo kkubo naye nsaba okubeebaza mwenna ababaddeko KBS media Fifi Kabira ababadde awo wansi mu byuma mwebale nnyo Asfa Sonko n'abalala mwenna.
Honorable Sebo ebyo byonna ogenda kubikola era ogenda kugenda naye sooka otuweeyo eddakiika 10 tuggalewo olukiiko luno eddakiika 10 zokka.
Parliament tulina okigala.
Taata mindset olina kye weerabidde nti enkya omusomesa obulungi akomyekereza abagatusinkana enkya mbaga essaawa 2